Hey everyone, my name is Holly. I'm a psychic medium. Welcome to the channel. If so inclined, please subscribe and like the video. This is the third time I've tried to do this morning, not because anything technically went wrong, but because my energy is so scattered and I'm kind of just all over the place with it. So I'm asking Spirit to step in, give me the words and the direction, and help me to know what the collective needs to hear. There is big change brewing. We are right in the thick of it. And they want me to use the example that I used in one of the videos that will not be uploaded, but it's still applicable. The type of change we're going through is almost one you will feel, and some will feel physically. It is going to open us up to greater and better circumstances in our lives. But if you are feeling a lot of denseness in your body or pressure or just not quite right, what I like to call dancing one step off the rhythm kind of thing, or like the example, if you've been sick, you're not at that point where you're just falling apart and feel like you're going to cough up a lung or something, but you're not willing to go do anything, but you realize you're getting better. You're on the climb up to wellness. You're starting to come out of it. That's kind of where we are in this change. It's hitting us really hard to the point that every now and then I'm even getting a little dizzy and feeling off center. So I know there is a massive shift coming through. And if I'm feeling it, I know a lot of you are feeling it. If you're not, good for you. But this could also be some emotional roller coaster issues for people, or that didn't make sense, but nothing in that sentence grammatically agreed, but you know what I mean. If you kind of feel like you're scattered like me right now, or that you want to cry one minute and then you're happy the next, and that's normally not how you function, you're pretty even, or you know what your emotions are, I'm telling you, I think we're picking up on each other. I think we're picking up on global events. I think we're picking up on this energetic change that is, for some people, bringing in chaos, but I think it's to later release chaos. And for some it's going to be a remarkably smooth transition into a new way of being. But I think that's going to be for the people who are a little more isolated and remote, and have been in their hermit mode for a while, went into the cave. And then I think you guys are going to be the ones that will start to branch out and reach out and bring some of your calm into the world that you've been protective of, because you're going to already be there. And then some of us are like where I'm right now, where you just have to remember to breathe and take a deep breath, because it's starting to feel almost claustrophobic and overwhelming how much energy is coming in at you and how much change you feel around you. Hang tight. Just please hang tight, hang in there. We will get through it, and it will be for the betterment of all. And I just saw the little lights flashing. So that is validation of that. Just remind yourself, you can do this. Everything will be fine. We will all get through this and be stronger for it. I've grown to not like the phrase, everything happens for a reason, because sometimes I think things happen just because people screw up, But they're all life lessons. They're still all life lessons for all involved. This one does feel a little different. It does have the feeling of all things for a reason. And I do feel like people are going to start streamlining priorities. And this is not me theorizing. This is Spirit coming in. Oh, I look like that guy in the meme. Never mind. So I think people are going to start streamlining priorities and really understanding, for some remembering, some discovering who you really are. What is important to you, and how are we going to go about accomplishing it? And there's something about, I think during this year, during 2024, and this just came out of the blue, I do feel like there's going to be a massive environmental push. Oh God, I hope nothing bad happens. I hope there's not going to be like an oil spill or something like that. It opened up to help is on the way. I'll show you this deck in a minute. And divine timing. Well, there we go. And that look of frustration. The look of frustration, like, yeah, divine timing. Okay. For those of us who are impatient, you will understand how funny that is. Okay, and this deck is the Higher Self Oracle. This is just a gorgeous deck, okay? And the little book inside, I'll show you that. It's, yeah, gorgeous, very potent and powerful, meaningful deck. Let's see, Deanna Marie Riddick, R-I-D-D-I-C-K. Got it on Amazon. All right, so, all right. Understand that you may physically feel the energy changes happening. Understand that you may emotionally feel the energy changes happening and not really understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling. I made a short about psychic tip with, is this feeling mine or someone else's? And sometimes it doesn't have to be a single individual you're feeling. It could be you're feeling the overarching wave of emotion coming from society or groups of society or in society and just the collective. So understand that. All right, Spirit, anything else about this? Just the main message for today: self-care, take care of yourself. Meditate if you meditate. If you don't, start. You can use YouTube videos that are guided meditations. Those are wonderful. But do some self-care. Make sure you are taking care of your body, making sure you are cleaning out your space. These are just tips. Everybody has free will. You don't have to do a thing I say. It's got to come from you and your own divine connection and guidance with what is best for you and spirit-led, and what you and the ones who depend on you need. So, but this is the time to clear out clutter. This is the time to get prepared. This is the time to listen to your intuition. Oh, wow, yeah. I'm just hearing the energy is not the only thing ramping up. Everybody's going to start seeing and feeling and knowing so much more. If it feels a little overwhelming, ask Spirit, and they're telling me to tell everybody this. This is another tip. If it gets overwhelming, ask Spirit, could you please just protect, cushion, and surround me a little bit? I'm overwhelmed. Please ease this up so I can process everything. You can phrase that in whatever way you want, but that's just to give you an idea. Always ask Spirit. Anything they will help you with, okay? Well, you know, as long as it's not, excuse me, I got the hiccups this morning, violating free will. I don't usually get hiccups, and I'm having trouble breathing. If somebody's having chest pain, go to the hospital. Okay. You know yourself, you know your body, but like, don't play around with things that could be like, if you know you've got a heart condition and your heart's not acting, get some help, y'all. Okay, and then strength. So the first card was intuition, and this card is strength. And that is what looks to me like, well, it looks like a couple things. It looks like a lotus blossoming with a ball of light growing out of it, and that goes back to the intuition card. Things are changing, blossoming, opening up. Don't be afraid of it. Just understand it is a process and ask Spirit to help guide you through it in a peaceful way. The other thing I heard when I looked at this, and I had never seen that before, was an onion with layers. I have a friend who recently used the phrase peeling back the onion, or peeling the layers of an onion to get to the core of something. And so I heard that, and I've never thought of that when I looked at this card before. So also, someone else out there, or a group of you, will be peeling back the layers to find the truth of a situation. Something is about to get exposed. Okay, whole new message coming in. Something is about to be exposed. Something is, and I don't mean exposed necessarily like it's scary or bad. I mean exposed as in you are about to learn the truth. You are about to learn the truth. And for some of you, it's going to be one of those aha, fabulous, oh, I feel so much better moments. And for some of you, it's going to be, I knew what was right. I knew I wasn't wrong about that. And it will validate, but one way or the other, both will be empowering. Okay? So yeah, it will be empowering. Hang on a minute. Oh, that's so much better. Thank you. Isn't that pretty? A little ceramic mug someone made. How pretty. Anyway. So, okay. Odd video, odd messages today. All right, I want to do another card. And what should I do? Which one? Which one, Spirit? Which one do you want me to put? Oh, okay. I haven't used these in a while with you guys. I don't know if I can get it. Well, all right. We got to look at this because this one's not even letting me pick it up. Huh. Bear. This is the Le Normand. And this one is this version. There's a bunch of different images you can get. This one is the old style. This is the deck. Okay, Alexander Ray. And I love that compass with the sun kind of image in it. Okay. Interesting that the bear card would be stuck on the bottom of my little wooden tray here, because bear in this deck, and as I understand it and the way I read it, has to do with stability, grounding, and it's winter in this country, hibernation. So, yet it was stuck to the bottom of the tray. I'm asking Spirit to give me the words to make that make sense. You can hide, you can lay low, you can hibernate, whatever you want to call it. You can try to avoid the coming change, but change will happen anyway. So you can either be prepared for it, roll and flow with it, or be caught and stuck and drown in it. But that choice is yours. Sounds kind of exhausting, but empowering and exciting. Yeah, this is whatever is getting ready to happen. It's going to lead to an exciting time. Exciting time. We are going to start seeing massive changes, and I think a lot of social change too. All right, I just dropped a ton of the deck. All right. How do you want me to use this deck, Spirit? How do you want me to use this deck? Ask a question. Them or me? You all. So ask a question in your mind. Okay, and all right. Okay. I'm just going to see what happens, and we'll go from there. And Okay, that was interesting. Hang on. Gotta get these. Hang on a minute. Oh. All right. Okay. Ooh, made me a little dizzy again. All right. All right. So, I know that there's going to be a bunch of different questions coming up. So again, take what resonates, leave the rest so that someone else can claim it. Change. Again, all I'm hearing is change. I looked immediately at the snake card and I just heard the word change. In this deck, it could mean be wary of something, be careful of kind of that, snake in the grass kind of energy. But what I'm getting is a different version. So this is where the typical way of reading these changes for me. What I'm hearing is snake in this instance, as in shedding a skin. And that came up yesterday in a reading. And someone made a comment they've been hearing on a lot of different people's channels about snakes images or snakes coming up. So, I mean, guys, it's no coincidence. I mean, people who are readers who are doing this and bringing in energy, I mean, some are great, some are awful, some have the highest of intentions, some are purely manipulating. But, use your judgment and ask your spirit team to help you to understand what resonates and what's for you. But if a whole bunch of us are coming up with the same kind of like single imagery like this is not a typical one, the snake image and shedding a skin, that means change. It also can mean renewal and for some reinventing. That's what I'm getting, those words. Change, renewal, reinventing. Then you know what? We're all pulling and tapping into the same kind of energy, so with a slightly different take on it. And there are some really good people out there, so I encourage you to watch and support as many as you can. Sometimes this work can take a toll on people. Just understand that. And we're all just trying. Okay. So for the question, whatever question's out there. I can't let this one go. Change. What do you need to release? What do you need to get rid of? What do you need to shed? Oh, and for some of you who have gone through a physical transformation, stop seeing yourself the way you used to be. Or it could be an emotional transformation, whatever it is. Someone's gone through, some of you have gone through a massive, transformation. You have shed a skin, so stop thinking you're the same old person. Things have changed, you've changed. Step into the light of who you are now, okay? I'm kind of going backwards, but I'm going to start at the beginning and retrace. Okay. The woman, flowers or bouquet, fish, lilies. Not just any flower, but lilies. No, that is not funereal, and no, that is not Easter. Key. And then snake. And as far as the lilies, if that's what you want it to be, your world, make it what you want. However, in this particular reading, what I'm seeing with that, and I'm asking Spirit to talk for me, because I don't want to screw this up. Got to remember to breathe. The change that's coming, okay. Okay. Someone's looking to the past, and this is a feminine energy, but everybody has the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. So there is a This also looks like a little bit of an older woman. So the old ways, but I don't think it's actually a person. This feels like old ways. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Old ways and looking to the past are being released. Not that all old ways are bad, okay? But they're not. But in one area related to whatever this question is, if you keep, that phrase, they're telling me, if you keep doing what you've always done and expect a different outcome, that's the definition of crazy, something like that. And that's not a happy word, so I don't mean crazy in a bad way. It's just a frustration and spinning your wheels, okay? So it's time for change, and the change is coming whether we want it or not. Now, and then we know that this is the end. So this is the beginning. It's time to look at something new and a new way of looking at yourself. I feel like this is a new way of looking at yourself, because at the end, you've made the transition. You are not the same person you were at this stage, okay? Now the rest of them, let me see if I can do this and hold it up so it makes sense. Whoa, there's 4. Okay, so, wrong order. They were like this. Okay, for you guys to see. Daggone, man. I keep forgetting everything's reversed. All right, on the video. All right, so these 2 flower cards, one is a gift and one is a commitment. Now, that doesn't have to mean romance. It could mean you've committed to making a change for yourself and in your own life. The fish is abundance and more of all good things. There's more coming. And the key is just what it looks like. You hold the key. So those are very literal kind of meanings. But what I want you to understand is that to answer, like if you were creating a storyboard, Spirit, you do the talking, because obviously I'm not good at the whole talking thing today. You've already done the change. Stop looking to the past. You're no longer that person. You have shed the skin you need to shed to begin your life in a brand new way. The change you've effected within yourself is rippling out, and other people are seeing it and it's forcing them to look at themselves and wonder, well, if I'm not happy with where I am, what do I need to do to change it? And it comes from self-acceptance, not self-loathing. They want you to hear that. Self-loathing will only cause or beget more self-loathing, okay, and create a downward spiral. Once you accept yourself fully, where you are in your life, in your skin, as a perfect soul, then you can start the process of creating and shifting the things that you want to alter to get where you want to be, in whatever way, place that is in your life. You are a gift. They are saying that you are actually the gift. When you treat yourself that way, that's when the abundance starts rolling in. That's when the insight, the downloads, the awareness, the messages from spirit, all of these things, the financial abundance, just the direction of where to go in your life, all of that will increase and change. And then the commitment that you are making is the commitment to yourself. Everything else will fall into place after that. Okay? Okay. What I'm hearing, it's commit to change. Release the fear, because, oh my word, change can be a little frightening and anxiety inducing. However, they're saying embrace the change and release the fear and understand that you are okay. And I understand how hard that is personally. I'm not one of those people that ever had a safety net under me. There was no safe place for me to land. So it's like, if something's going to happen, I better make it happen. It's always been on my shoulders. There's no backup or support or anything like that. So, you know, if you Reba McEntire song, what was it, Fancy? If you want to have, it's up to you. That line was in that song. Well, pretty much. So please understand that Spirit is supporting and protecting. The change will come to you. You do not have to reach out and find it. I know that sounds the opposite of kind of what's been going on here, but it really isn't. So what that means is you don't have to jump out of an airplane with a parachute on your back to prove that you're willing to embrace adventure. Because if that's not really what you want to do or what resonates with you, it's a forced act. When you're in the flow and accepting of where your path leads you, you don't have anything to prove, one. And two, the sense of adventure will be in the letting life unfold one step at a time. I feel like someone may be, or someone that you know, that I feel like might be in their, anywhere from their 20s to maybe 30s, but I don't think so. And then there's one person who is, okay, there's a couple of different camps here. I'm seeing people going overseas to work, or going overseas to teach, or going overseas to do something that is sort of a service-related field. And one is very young, and one is leaving a career that was incredibly stressful to do that work because they find it soul satisfying. But both are kind of doing their research. The 20-year-old doesn't really have anything to lose, and they want the adventure, and it will be just that and change their lives in an incredible way. The person who's leaving the high-powered job to kind of reconnect with themselves and the world around them and feel like they're making a difference, they kind of got a lot more to lose. And so I think they are newly single or recently on their own or empty nester or something like that. So they're going to get, as the phrase goes, get their ducks in a row. Yeah, so somebody's making some financial choices and decisions that will allow them to do this. And I feel like they will for a period of time, not a long period of time, but, like a year or less. And then come back and then turn that into another type of a business, like a nonprofit, or write a book about it, or start doing talks about it to try to help other people engage in acts of service. So it'll be a win no matter how you look at it. Okay. This one is not as cohesive. Sorry about that, but it happens. That's the way energy works. And when you don't get enough sleep, it's definitely more likely to happen. So anyway, and yes, I have a big day planned. And yes, I do work. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can catch a nap for an hour before I have to get up and start getting other things ready. Okay. All right, everybody. I hope you found something in this that helps you today. Just be in the flow. Just remember, be in the flow. And, This is a gross this is just such a gross example. Why would I see this? Okay, I'm going to say it anyway. So I knew someone who was I was in a bad car wreck, but I knew someone who was in a bad car wreck, but it was the kind where the car flipped and rolled. And that's significant for someone for some reason. Okay. I mean, she survived. Didn't have a scratch, not a scratch on her. And she was a very intuitive person. This was years ago, and she has since passed from just natural causes. Many years, like 3 decades later. But when she slid, and it was icy or rainy or something, but she slid off the road, and when she started to tense up, she very clearly, audibly heard a voice say, "Relax and roll with the car and you won't be hurt. You have to relax your body and roll with the car." And so she did, and she just let herself move. Now, I think this even predated seatbelts. That gives you an idea. So it might even be 40 years ago. I don't know. Yeah, I think it has been 40 years ago. So understand that that's not advice for if you're in a car accident, but it is advice for learning to roll, because when the car stopped on its top, upside down in a ditch, she managed to get out, and she looked around. She was kind of upset that her car was totaled, but then she realized, I'm perfectly fine. Not a scratch, not even a bruise. And so she found a place to call, and the authorities came, and they said, "Ma'am, you may want to step back. This is probably going to be bad," that kind of thing. She was like, "No, it's okay." They didn't realize she was the only one in the car and the one driving. And so then they were shocked, and they wanted to know, how did you survive that? And so, she was like, "I just relaxed and didn't tense up." And even the emergency service people that came said, "We've never seen anybody walk away from a wreck like this." And unharmed at that. So go with the flow. Just roll with it. Like I said, that was a weird example, but that's the one I was being shown. Okay, everybody, lots of love and light sent to you, and let your perfect, absolute, stunningly perfect soul shine today. Whew, I'm finally starting to calm down. I guess I need to get all that news of change and angst out. Okay. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.